and welcome to another great video game ideas not used video, GVGINU for short. As always, I'm Andre, and it is a pleasure to be able to share my thoughts again with you. I'm going to take a seat real quick, just sit over here in a peaceful little corner in the room. Nintendo's Wii U is not getting an equivalent version of Arkham Origins, which to me is kind of shitty. I mean, I understand the reasoning behind not putting the multiplayer aspect in that game on the Wii U. Its install base is quite a bit smaller, but at the same time, I look at it as like that's just a shitty ass excuse to just cut content in the game and think you're going to sell it for the same price. I mean, maybe that's not their thought. Maybe that's not their thought process, but that's where it goes to me in my mind. That's just a fucked up. It's just fucked up. I mean, and like I said, I can understand because Nintendo doesn't really have that big of a base, an install base with Arkham Origins. I mean, they don't have a big enough install base for it to be necessarily justified to put on online play in it. But at the same time, there are already plenty of games on the Wii U that have online playability, online multiplayer. So I'm like, it's just fucked up. That's like just a really fucked up way to steal something, like literally just take something out of a game. And if I was in Nintendo's shoes, I wouldn't fucking stand for that shit. I was like, fuck this. What about our fans? What about the people who only game on our consoles? What about those people? Like, yeah, sure. Anybody else who plays games on any other console is just going like, well, fuck it. If it's not going to have that, then I'll just play it on this one. Pretty much. Even if they were considering getting it on the Wii U. And they look at it like, well, I want to be able to play multiplayer, so I'm just going to get it on that console. I'm going to get it on the 360 or the PS3 or... Is it on those consoles? Or is it on those? I know it's coming to Xbox One and PS4, or maybe I'm wrong. But either way, anybody who's going to get it on another console is just going to be like, well, anybody who's going to have another console and not just play on Nintendo's is going to get it on that other console. It's as simple as that. I mean, but I'm just like, why take it out of the Wii U version? I mean, the reasoning I can understand, I just don't agree with it. Like, because that's kind of like alienating people. Like, that's really basically what it is. It's alienation of a specific group of people. And I'm like, why? I mean, I'm not really mad at them for making that choice, but like I said, I just don't agree with it. To me, and I guess it makes sense to them at this point in time. Like, but what if the install base for the console increases suddenly? Like, they do have a decent lineup of games coming, at least in my opinion. I can't speak for everyone. In my opinion, they have a decent lineup of games coming that people would be interested in buying the console to be able to play. That will only be on the Wii U. I'm just like looking at it, and then those people might be interested in getting that game for that console if they don't already have it on another console. And I'll just look at it like this. Like, how can you put out an inferior product on a specific platform and then expect it to sell as well as the better versions of the exact same thing? And that's what I'm looking at it like. There are going to be a bunch of people who are going to drum themselves up out the woodwork and say, the Wii U version didn't sell as well. It sucked ass. It was balls to the wall, sucky as a bitch. When it's pretty much the exact same game, just lacking the multiplayer aspect. So, I mean, if it's shitty on the Wii... Throat got dry. Wow. If it's going to be shitty on the Wii U, then it's going to be shitty on everything else, which I doubt it's going to be shitty, but I'm just saying. It's just fucked up that is going to be removed from the game. And then, like I said, people who have the other consoles who don't specifically game on Nintendo stuff are just like, well, fuck it, I'll just get it on that. No point me buying it here if I can't play multiplayer. Even with the use of the tablet controller. In that case, for me, it wouldn't be enough to buy that game specifically, because honestly, it's not going to be doing anything all that new that wasn't already done with Arkham City when it was ported to the Wii U. It wouldn't be doing much different. So at that point, you'd be like, yo, well, fuck it, I might as well just go back and get on something else. So I'm pretty sure I'm just like, wow, this. I'm sorry, Nintendo. Y'all shouldn't let this type of shit happen. You should be fucking at bat. You should have somebody ready to argue when fucking companies want to do this shit. They're like, well, what the fuck do you mean you're not going to give us the full game? Like, why? Why not? Don't our players deserve to have it too? Don't the people who enjoy our consoles deserve to have the full experience of the game the same way? I mean, I can understand with the Wii, seeing as the Wii was just like that much less powered than its competition. The Wii U is kind of, I mean, it's not as going to be as strong as the PS4 or the Xbox One. We know this. That's a given fact. But it should be capable of utilizing the same features, no matter what. I mean, well, I can't say no matter what. But it should be capable of utilizing the same features. I mean, I'm sorry, but Call of Duty Ghost is going to be on the Wii U as a complete game with nothing missing. So that's why I'm looking like, what? Really? And I mean, just, I don't know. It just irritates me some when I see that type of shit happening. I mean, now, if the case is that they take out the multiplayer and they decide to put in some exclusive content to the game, then maybe it would be a decent trade-off. But that's only if they put in actually shit that's actually worth having to get that version of the game for. Not just some additional skins and shit where you can change Batman's costume. Who gives a fuck? Batman is still Batman either way. I mean, unless you count Terry McGinnis as opposed to Bruce Wayne, because they had completely different personalities. But that's the subject for some other time. Point is, generally Batman stays the same. I mean, for the most part, like, he doesn't really change much. Yeah, his outfit changes, maybe his equipment changes, but the personality and how he handles situations remains pretty much the same. With two exceptions. And that would be the original Batman that was played by Adam West in the TV series. Well, I can't even say original Batman, but in the Batman TV series played by Adam West, that shit was just, oh gosh, that was horrible. That was pretty much like all satire, but just I'll like skip over that. And then, like I said, Terry McGinnis. I mean, he doesn't operate the same way Bruce Wayne does, but he's pretty much trained by Bruce Wayne, so he can't keep it exactly the same. But if they like actually put in some really good content, like maybe like some exclusive missions or something, or maybe, you know, a few additional playable areas, it might actually be worth it. I mean, that would make it, in my mind, a decent trade-off. Because, like, if you're taking out the multiplayer aspect, you have to give something else of an equivalent value that people would want to have. It can't just be, oh, we're just going to strip this from the game and then just put it out as is. Like, no, if you strip that multiplayer aspect, you have to put something else in there that people actually want to play. It can't be just the same exact game completely just without multiplayer. That's bullshit. And like, and don't even think about trying to sell it at the full retail price that you were planning on, because that's also bullshit. If you're stripping something from the product, is at that point less valued, so it should be cheaper to get. I mean, like I say, this is my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but I'm just trying to be sensible about it. I mean, I'm not like pissed off with them for making this choice, as I've said. It's just, in my mind, it's not really fair to the people who only game on Nintendo consoles. For those people, they are losing out. They are being they're basically having something taken away just because they game on Nintendo consoles and that's what they prefer to play. And there are plenty of people out there that just prefer to stick to one console. I am personally not one of those people, but there are a lot of them around. So, I mean, take it for what it is. It's just me stating my viewpoint, and I can't get with that train of thought. It bugs me. And I mean, I'm not gonna say talk shit about the game, because I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fucking play it, fucking love it, no matter what console I get it on. But I know to me, it just doesn't feel right. If I was making the game, I would do my best to make it play just as well as on one console as it is going to play on the other. That's how I am, though. That's my thought process. And if I was running the company, it would probably be a bad financial move. But at least at the end of the day, I would know that that was the choice that I felt was right for my game or my company. Anyhow, thank you for listening. I know I ramble a bit, and that whole Terry McGinnis, Adam West little clusterfuck there was just like thrown right in there. It wasn't intentional, but it was on my mind when I was talking, so I went with it. Hope you enjoyed the video. More or less, just I want to talk so people can just hear me. I don't care if you actually watch me talking. I mean, it would be nice, because I guess it will more or less seem like you're actually paying attention to me, but I understand that a lot of people put YouTube on so that they can listen to stuff, especially when it's related to gaming. Put it on so we can hear about shit. And that way we can take care of other things while we're doing it. And my kids are calling for me. So, thanks again for checking out the video. I'll be out in a second. I just said I'll be out in a second. See, impatient children. Impatient children, and I'm trying to get them to be gamers, and they're impatient. Ugh. Thanks for checking out my video, and look out for more of my stuff. Until next time, enjoy your games.